Hi, welcome to what I'm hoping is going to be like a weekly, bi-weekly Mom's Mentor Moment. Just help us get some framework for next year and maybe throughout the year. Just a basis of kind of philosophy behind what we do. Um, One question that came up during our mentor meeting that is really important, I think, is how much time is this going to require? How much time do you expect to have this happen? And I've had kids that have come and done almost nothing every year and still felt in the report afterwards, like, I am different because of my experience here in the class. So, I mean, they could do that each week. Obviously, they might get less out of it. But there is hopefully an inspiring environment. And I'll hopefully try to model that as well, that as we engage with a subject, that we are free to explore and try things and maybe not have them turn out the way that we everyone else does them, which is nice because there isn't one set everyone do this project and this week. So it's not ever a how does mine compare to everyone else's. Well, there's always going to be a little bit of that because as they're inspired and compare by each other, they'll see that difference and hopefully be motivated or be able to compliment other people on their some of their more natural gifts and talents and be inspired maybe to work harder on their own. So there's this opportunity each week to show up and share. And I love this because I think that underlies a question of, how much time is required. Is this fear of, is my child going to do enough or be enough? And that's something that I'm trying to debunk in the Vanguard about learning anyway. That anytime you engage in a learning experience and you learn from it, either by not doing what you feel like was enough, like you didn't do it more, hopefully that will motivate you the next time to say, hey, I want to put more time into this. Because it's almost the experience as much as the actual product that Vanguard focuses on. What is my experience with learning? How am I engaging in learning? How are other people engaging in learning? What's helping them succeed or fail? Or what ways are they manifesting their education or their strengths that might inspire me? And just being in an environment where other people are coming each week prepared for something automatically kind of puts a little bug under the skin of the kids wanting to do more. So some weeks the kids will put in a ton of time, really want to work on this project. Sometimes they're like, I just not didn't spend as much time as I wanted to on this project. And just that desire to excel and push themselves is beautiful. It's that process. It's not about the painting itself. It's about what the person learned while they were doing that painting, both about themselves and about the art medium, whatever. Or it's not about the science experiment and whether it pulled off successfully, but what did they learn as they were doing this? Because in life, as parents and as adults, you're faced with so many different opportunities to perform or to show up and to do something. And often we're so afraid of this. Oh, but what if I fail or do it differently than everyone else? And if we can debunk that mindset and just allow them to say, hey, what gifts do I have? What is my interest and passion in this? And how will this work together to inspire other people? Or what can I teach other people using my gifts and talent set? And what other talents do I want to develop? What other skills I want to get with core skills? Or how do I feel about this? And is there something I want to engage to strengthen my core in this area? And so hopefully we can get rid of this idea in Vanguard of, yes, I will have some things there. And I know this is kind of crazy in this world of requirements, but that's one thing with public school that often as homeschooling parents, that's one reason why we didn't do it, because we didn't want our kids to be measured or weighed or judged by other people around them, because we recognized that they had gifts that maybe weren't being celebrated or acknowledged. But then at home, we often start doing things to say, but this is the way to do it, and this is the right way to do it. And there's a place for testing. There is a place for testing, but it should never be associated with value or intelligence of a person, just of comprehension of a certain topic. So we'll have testing environments within Vanguard, maybe some history tests if they decide they want to do it. I'll put it together. But there shouldn't be that kind of mentality overall with our education. So again, let's not let our fears control us. I'll quickly share this experience. I think that one thing that's helped me to develop Vanguard is I once failed my children in a way that every mother doesn't want to fail their children. And I realized after that point that there's life after that, and there is still growth and learning after that. And that any one failure is not in itself define us. So even as we learn and grow, there's not going to be an ultimate failure. for our children, because they are still children and they'll be adults. And as adults, I don't know about you and me, but for me, I don't know everything. I know, shocking, huh? And so I guess in that sense, maybe the public school system failed me, all the things I didn't know. But is that really true? No, there's a lot of beautiful, vibrant, very um, inspiring and contributing adults around me that are just doing a whole heap of good. And they don't know everything, and they don't have everything in their tool belts, but they keep trying. And if we can allow these kids to have the confidence and the awareness that that is the reality of life, there's no ultimate measure where someone knows everything, that I think will empower them to feel free to explore things and to not do well in things, but to try and to keep trying again. Because it's in that effort of trying that we don't limit ourselves and we keep moving forward and making progress. So, Vanguard is very much, has to be an adult mindset, as well as we encourage our children to say, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to read this book and try to get through it, or we're going to try to apply these principles in here, or we're going to try to learn about navigation. I've never done that before. Well, here's the way to start. Our mentor has given us these ideas. So let's do those things. And then how would we want to apply that? How could we incorporate that in a way that's fun for me? Kind of thing is the mindset for Vanguard. So again, the time they put into it, just to recap, it depends on the child and depends on the parent. We need to probably get rid of, hopefully eliminate some of that fear that's preventing us from moving forward. There's some healthy fears, but let's try to just be aware that as we keep trying, there's not going to be a pass or fail at the end of this. It's just how we change throughout the year. How are we different? What ways have our minds been expanded? What confidence have we gained? How are we more articulate? How do we recognize fallacies? It's a journey together. So I hope that helps for this week.